MotorWeek is made possible by Auto Value and Bumper to Bumper and TireRack.com.
For years, Chrysler's main product in the family sedan market has been the good old K-Car. But for the last couple of years, the K-Car has presented the good folks at Chrysler with something of a quandary. On one hand, it's not doing as well as it once did, thanks to competition from more modern designs, not the least of which is Ford's formidable Taurus. On the other hand, it still sells well enough to justify keeping it in production for several more years. Chrysler's solution is not to replace the K-Car at all. Instead, it gets a heavily renovated version to liven up the line.
This new Chrysler goes by two different names. Buy it from a Plymouth dealer, and it's the Acclaim. Go to a Dodge dealer, and it's the Spirit. No matter what name it goes under, it's a step forward, albeit a conservative-looking one, for Chrysler's basic line of family cars. The Spirit Acclaim is known in Chrysler circles as the A-body. A mostly new chassis, it's both 3 inches longer and taller than its K-Car cousins. Styling is typical Chrysler, but the smoothed-out box takes more than a few cues from its predecessors. This may be to Chrysler's detriment, as many drivers who favor the rounded looks of the Ford Taurus or Chevy Corsica may not even give the Spirit Acclaim a second look. Salvation comes in the form of the Dodge Spirit ES. The application of some aerodynamic add-ons and a monochrome paint scheme transformed the staid A-body into a rather sharp-looking sporty sedan. The nose sports a deep chin spoiler with integral fog lamps and a body-color grille. Side skirts drop the Spirit closer to the ground for a more aggressive look. Even the squarish tail benefits from the fuller bumper and single-color finish. The ES package rides on smart-looking 15-inch alloy wheels wearing 205 series high-performance rubber. Power comes from a variety of sources. In the case of our test car, it's an optional Mitsubishi-built 3-liter V6 that makes 141 horsepower and 171 pound-feet of torque. It's mated to a new electronic 4-speed automatic transaxle. It's about time Chrysler got one. A newly turbocharged version of Chrysler's proven 2.5-liter 4 is standard on the ES. Horsepower is 150. The V6 is also available in the top-of-the-line Plymouth Acclaim LX as standard equipment. The rest of the line gets by rather well with the normally aspirated 2.5. With 100 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque, it moves the A-body along quite well. The V6, on the other hand, moves the Spirit ES along very well. We clocked this prototype in a 0 to 60 run at 9.1 seconds, and a quarter mile ended in 17.3 seconds at 79 miles per hour. Handling was also a pleasant surprise. While the Spirit ES won't make any German engineers lose sleep, our short drive at Chrysler's Proving Ground showed it to be a very smooth, balanced car. Braking is accomplished by disc in the front and drums in the rear. These stop the Spirit in only 122 feet from 60 miles per hour. That's as good as you're likely to get from a mid-size family sedan without anti-locks. The ES interior is naturally quite on the sporty side. The seats appear to have been lifted directly from the Chateau ES. A good choice as they're comfortable with good back support. More conservative family drivers will likely be more comfortable in something a bit less striking. No matter what grade Spirit or Acclaim they pick, they'll get a modern interior with plenty of head and legroom. Bucket seats are standard. The dash shape reminds you of the upmarket Chrysler LeBaron Coupe. It's well laid out with easy access to all controls. Unfortunately, the prototype we drove had cheap-looking shiny plastic in the dash that ruined its otherwise excellent design. Gauges on this ES come in a clear, comprehensive cluster. What's more, they're standard on all Spirit Acclaim models. The center pod houses one of the simplest trip computers that we've seen. Clear, efficient heat controls, and one of Chrysler's fine-sounding Infinity cassette stereos. The digital equalizer is a bit gimmicky, but all other controls work well. Rear seat room is excellent, with plenty of space for tall passengers. A split-folding seatback is available on all models. A rear passenger feature that we particularly like is windows that go all the way down. Chrysler recognizes that children aren't the only ones that ride in the back seat. As befits a family car, the A-body has a spacious trunk with a low liftover for easy loading. The Spirit ES's price will probably start in the $11,000 range, with the more basic Spirit and Acclaim coming in well below that. Time will tell whether the new Chrysler will heavily impact the basic family car market as its maker intends, and we'll have more finely tuned impressions when production versions arrive this winter. But one thing looks likely even now. With this much improvement over its predecessor, the competition that finally kills the K car may come from much closer to home than Chrysler thinks.